while enjoying a scenic drive through the breathtaking evergreen landscapes of Australia. Immerse yourself in an inspiring story about how a young nanny saved a family business from the brink of bankruptcy.
Home of businessman Oleg Sergeyevich was the epitome of elegance and comfort. He had built it for his family, his wife Anna and their 7-year-old daughter Sonia. But a year ago, everything changed. Anna died in a car accident, and the house now felt empty. Oleg withdrew into himself, devoting all his time to work to avoid thinking about his loss. Sonia, in turn, deeply missed her mother's warmth. One day, under pressure from his close friends, Oleg decided to hire a nanny to be with his daughter while he was absorbed in work. After several interviews, he was drawn to a young woman named Elena. She appeared neat and spoke calmly yet convincingly. When asked why she had no recommendations, she replied directly, "I recently moved to this city. I've had difficult circumstances, but now I want to start fresh. I really need this job, and I'm ready to prove that you can rely on me." Her sincerity and the genuine kindness in her eyes touched Oleg. He decided to give her a chance. From the very first days, Elena began earning the trust of not only little Sonia, but also Oleg himself. She was gentle yet firm, knew how to calm the girl, help her with homework and distract her from sad thoughts. However, Sonia, spoiled by her father's attention and used to getting her way, initially did not take the new nanny seriously. She would disobey Elena, throw tantrums, or deliberately act contrary to her instructions. One day, Sonia spilled juice on the living room sofa and loudly declared, "It's your fault, Elena, you didn't give me a straw." When Oleg entered the room and saw the stain, he frowned. "Sonia, what's going on here?" Sonia immediately hid behind her father, saying, "It's Elena's fault." Elena, without raising her voice, explained, "Oleg Sergeyevich, that's not entirely true." Sonia was upset and spilled the juice. "I've already suggested we clean it up together to fix the problem." Oleg looked at the nanny, then at his daughter and sighed. "Sonia, Elena is right. Please clean up after yourself." Sonia looked at Elena with resentment but obeyed. This was the first step in the girl beginning to respect her new nanny. The relationship between Oleg and Elena was not smooth. They often argued about raising Sonia. Oleg, trying to compensate for her mother's absence, allowed her almost everything she wanted. Elena, however, saw danger in this. Elena tried not to take offense but felt disappointed. She saw that Oleg was too lenient with Sonia yet lashed out at her for minor mistakes. One day, when Sonia accidentally broke an expensive vase, Oleg lost his temper. "Sonia, how many times have I told you not to run around the house? Do you know how much this cost?" The girl burst into tears. Elena intervened, saying, "Oleg Sergeyevich, it's just a thing. Sonia didn't do it on purpose. Stay out of this, Elena," he snapped. But later, when he calmed down, Oleg approached Elena and said, "I'm sorry. You're right. Sometimes I'm too harsh with her." Elena smiled. "We're all learning to be parents. Even me." Oleg's problems began to escalate. He started coming home later than usual, often in a gloomy mood. Elena noticed this but didn't dare ask questions. Instead, she showed care by preparing tea and leaving meals for him at night. However, her attentiveness only irritated Oleg. One night, Oleg returned even later than usual and sat at his desk, buried in documents. Elena quietly entered the office with a cup of tea and paused. He looked exhausted and defeated. "Elena, what do you want?" he asked sharply, without looking up. "I just wanted to offer you tea." "You look unwell," she replied gently. "If you want, I can help." Oleg glanced at her, first irritated, but then softened. "It's none of your business. I just have work problems. I can't find the error in these damn documents." Elena looked at the papers and, unexpectedly for herself, said, "Maybe I could take a look. I have a background in law and used to deal with similar issues." Oleg raised an eyebrow in surprise but sighed and handed her the documents. Elena carefully reviewed them, asking a few clarifying questions. When she challenged one of his answers, Oleg began to argue, but she calmly pointed out a legal nuance he had overlooked. "There's a loophole here," she said, pointing to a line in the contract. "If you file a claim with this argument, your chances of success are high." Oleg looked at her skeptically, but decided to try. A few days later, he won the case, saving his company from significant financial losses. That evening he came home with champagne and a bouquet of flowers. "Elena," he called as he entered the house, "I want to thank you. I couldn't have done it without you." She stepped out of the kitchen, slightly embarrassed. "I just did what I could." Oleg walked closer, looking directly into her eyes. "You did so much more. You saved not only my company but also my family. Sonia and I, we don't want to lose you." He paused and took a deep breath. "Elena, will you marry me?" Elena froze. Her eyes filled with tears, but they were tears of joy. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, Oleg Sergeyevich."